It's time to hit the bench. Howdy, bench warmers, and welcome back to the podcast Seniors on JV. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. Today we have a very special guest, which is freshman football and track star of
Phenom,
both,
some may say.
Bryce Foster.
Hi, what's up, everybody? Happy Valentine's Day.
Now, we've got Bryce here with us in a bit of a different location because right now we are at a track meet in New Mexico, Albuquerque to be specific. And today is the day before competition, so we thought we'd sit down with Bryce and go over his history with football, track, see which one he prefers, and just talk all things sports. So without further ado, let's get into it. First question, what sport came first in your life, football or track?
So football came first in my life. I started football when I was about 5 years old. I kind of grew up watching my brother play high school football, and I always wanted to run on the field with him and run out of the tunnel and have everyone screaming and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool. And track ended up coming in about third grade-ish. I went to go do a 7-on-7 thing, which is I guess you could call it flag football type thing. And I went to go do that, and the coach told me that was too big to do 7-on-7 and when I was a lineman or whatever, right? So I was like, I'm really strong, I'm big. What's a sport that I could do that you need a big person and you need to be really strong at? And I looked on Google with my mom, and it said, we Googled big, strong sport. That's what we Googled. And the first one that popped up was shot put. We went to look at it, and it was pretty much more of the story was throw heavy ball far. And we were like, perfect. And then that's when that all started, so.
That is amazing. What grade did you say this was?
I think third grade. I played a lot of sports though in my life.
So you went straight into club, summer track.
Yeah, they didn't have school track in elementary school.
Yeah, because I guess most people nationwide will start around 7th grade. And that's kind of the first organized track within your school. And don't you have age group records too within track?
I have my junior high records at Montgomery Junior High for 7th grade, and then 8th grade I moved to Katy, and that's when I ended up getting both my junior high records, and I have the district record in shot put, and I think that next year I went to the summer Junior Olympics, and I ended up setting a national record for the 15-16 age group.
Wow.
And what was the throw?
64 feet and half an inch, I think. I think I saw online it was the second farthest throw by a freshman of all time, behind Nick something.
That's crazy. So I really need to know, you're in third grade looking up this. How big were you in third grade?
Okay, so at the beginning of kindergarten, I was 4'10", 80 pounds, and at the end of it, I was 5 foot, 100 pounds. So I grew 2 inches and gained 20 pounds every year, all the way up until about probably 8th grade. So that would be 5'6", 160 about, is about where I was at.
I'm picturing 5 foot, and in my mind it sounds short, but third grade,
yeah,
everyone's 3 feet tall in third grade. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a picture that I actually have. I'd have to find it.
I remember you showed it to me. It's hilarious.
Yeah, where it's you see
insert picture.
It's the class picture, and it's little, and then big, little, and it's always the find me picture just for a little joke, but yeah, I think it's funny to look at.
So I assume you were never able to run the ball in Little League Pee Wee football because you were over the weight limit?
Yeah, exactly. So I really wanted to play I knew I wasn't gonna play quarterback or running back or anything like that.
Fullback.
Yeah, exactly. But there was a tight end was kind of it was a little bit of a stretch. So what I would do is I would literally strip down almost nude as a 9-year-old
and
trying to make weight.
You weigh in
trying
a
to make
weightlifter.
weight, and I would literally go and I would run laps to start sweating to lose weight in order to actually make the weight. And I did it one time, and then after that I was I'm never doing this
Did
again.
you get the ball though that game?
I did get the ball actually, and I got destroyed in my legs, and I was I don't ever want to do that again. So then I just stuck with being an old lineman.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you talked about doing throws in high school, setting national record. Where did you go to high school?
I went to Katy Taylor High School in Katy, Texas. It's one of I think 10 high schools now in the Katy area.
What would you say were your biggest accolades on the track and on the field there?
But my biggest accolade on the track was definitely getting both my school records, getting 2:10:10 in the disc and throwing 71-1 in my final meet in my high school career at state, which I thought was really cool. On my last throw, so I got to end with kind of like a bang, and I was really excited about that. On the football field, I would probably have to say going to the state semifinals. We made the playoffs pretty consistently through the last like 8 years, but we never really got past the second round. So that was kind of like our kryptonite or whatever. And we finally got past that round, and then we just kept on winning. We had like the motivation, we had the school behind us, and everything. So I think that was probably my biggest accomplishment. Because I like football because it's like a team aspect, but at the same time I like flipping it around, coming to track, knowing it's more of like an individual type sport.
And to put it in perspective for track, throwing 2:10, I think the state record is what, 2:14 by Gabe?
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
2:15.2.
So these are no slouch remarks. There's probably only about a handful of guys that have thrown 70 feet in the shot.
I mean, I was never aware of guys throwing in the 200s.
If you're about a 60-foot, you'll make the 6A state championship in shot put, and then about 180, 170. Mm-hmm. And for you to be able to do both is just like
ridiculous.
A testament of how good you are.
Yeah, I think there was 9 or 10 people that have been in the 270-foot club. There's a lot of them in the 260-foot club, but there's just a handful in the 270-foot club. And so having my name with guys like Ryan Krauser and like Gabe Oladipo, I think that's pretty cool to kind of be in that kind of business.
A former Aggie.
Former Aggie,
we're coming for you, Trip Pipperia, Texas.
We
Former
love Trip.
high
Don't
school
throw
teammate.
shade. We love Trip. So you're a star on the field. You're a star on the track. How important was it for you to find a program in college that would let you do both? Because I know a lot of Division I football teams especially do not want to share their athletes.
Yeah, so that was kind of my main point going into recruiting. And I wasn't really too serious about doing it in college until after my 9th grade year when I actually set that national record. That was, in my head, that was kind of I think I can for real actually do this at the next level too. It was just trying to figure out a way to like balance it and talk to the coaches on both football and the track side and how they were going to give me a plan on how to balance it and how they were going to go through things. And I think A&M put together the best plan that was for me, which was pretty much when you're with football, you're with football. When you're with track, you're with track. And that's how it's going to be. So shout out to Coach Fisher, by the way.
Yeah, and I know I follow A&M recruiting. I wanted you to come here so bad just because I knew you were good at football. I knew you were good at track. And I remember your final 3 came down to A&M, Oregon, Oklahoma, correct?
Oh, I had a top 5.
Top 5.
It included LSU and Texas with that as well.
Okay.
Or TU.
TU.
My bad.
I
had to know the audience.
Yeah, and did all 5 allow you to do both?
Yeah, all 5 did. The 2 that I believed the most that would let me do both were A&M and Oklahoma. But I felt as if A&M gave me the best opportunity for both because I think A&M combined with football and track had the better programs together than Oklahoma did. I don't know too much about Oklahoma's track program, but I've heard a whole bunch about A&M's, and I heard it was pretty good.
Superior.
Yeah.
We're superior to most.
And I've heard it was pretty good, so I was like, you know what?
Plus we have Chico.
And Chico.
Yeah,
Chico can't be beat.
Chico's the best, man. Chico's the best. But I'm kind of glad I did come here though, because looking back at it, the throwing coaches there left at Oklahoma. The head coach of the football team left. Just a whole bunch of coaches actually just left. So I'm kind of glad I made this right decision.
And this is just my kind of football really taxing on your body. Being able to say, I do football during football season, I do track during track season. Do you think it is easier on your body and actually allows you to recover comparing to if you were doing y'all's off-season football? And are you going to do any spring football at all?
I would definitely say track's a little bit easier on the body. It's definitely not as contact sport, you know. I mean, you have little nicks and stuff like that in track that'll hurt. Sometimes your lower back, because throwing-wise, you do a lot of twisting, you do a lot of turning and stuff like that. So it puts a lot of pressure on weird muscles in your body that you're not normally used to using like you are in football. But I'm definitely trying to save my head I hear a bunch of people get like CTE and stuff, and I'm like, I don't
It's
want.
real.
I'm like, man, I don't want any of that stuff.
So for your nicks and knacks, I heard through the grapevine, through our trainer, Saul Luna, that someone doesn't like needles. And for a big guy, and for a team, we do a lot of dry needling here at A&M. It's kind of like the saving grace for probably my legs, Kennedy's legs, and Invisible Dom over in the corner.
For those of y'all that don't understand, dry needling is basically like tiny acupuncture, and it makes you feel 10 times better.
It's not tiny.
Well, for Bryce's body, there's about 5-inch needles, and I heard Saul one day in the training room kind of going down a list of all the historic athletes A&M's had, and that they use needles, and were you going to use needles? Have you used needles, and what is your beef with needles?
So
there's no shame in not liking them. I scream every time.
I have a genuine fear of needles. Needles and dolls scary dolls, not like Barbie dolls. Like they terrify me.
Needles
right?
and Barbie dolls.
Yesterday, last night, I know it's a big jump. He went, or not, okay, hold on, wait. Let me go to where he gave me the talk, like the needle talk. Did he give you all the needle talk?
Well, no, I just listened
He
to
said,
Saul.
"Suck it up, Buttercup."
Oh
Put
no,
him in.
he knows I'm terrified of her. So he walks in and tries to show me like how it doesn't hurt. He like sticks it in his forearm. I'm like, okay, whatever. That probably doesn't hurt that bad. He then gets one and sticks it in the back of his neck.
He's done that to me
like,
too.
This dude is crazy.
He goes, Jake, I'm crazy. Needle's neck. Oh, my neck feels better.
And I was like, you're insane. And then, not even that, I was like, I still don't believe you,
My
whatever.
body hurts thinking about that.
And then he goes, yeah, watch this. He takes out the needle, gets the top of his eyebrow and goes, poof, and puts it in his eyebrow. And I thought this man was crazy.
That man is crazy. Oh my
Terrified
gosh.
me. But anyway, last night I had my first date with a needle.
We're so proud of you, bro.
Where not 5 inches?
I had
5 inches?
3 5-inch needles in the butt cheek.
That's the best place. You can't even feel him there.
And I'm gonna be honest, when he first poked me, didn't even feel it, but he started pushing it down.
It hits the nerves.
I had to hold the hand of the trainer and like squeeze his hand as it was happening.
I would never want to be squeezed by that
Yeah.
hand.
Also, the part 2 or step 2 in the needles is needles with stem. Did you get stem yet, or is
No.
it work he's easing you into?
Yeah, all he did was just poke me and then take him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's coming, so be aware. And
Yeah,
that's when it
thanks.
Get
hurts.
ready.
That's when it hurts.
Don't
Now
say
here-
that. Now I'm not gonna want to do it anymore.
Now here's a double-sided question. Okay,
boy.
there's 2 ways to answer it.
Okay.
Which sport would you choose if you could only choose one? Track or football? Now here's the kicker. You have to take out all like monetary gains here. You can't think of like NFL, pro, whatever. It's simply which one would you choose for like the joy in your heart?
Oh man. Okay. I think for the betterment of like my body and being able to run around with my future kids, right? I'm obligated to say like track, right? But there's just something about football and running out of the tunnel, especially at Kyle Field, running out of the tunnel, out of the smoke, because whenever you go into the tunnel, you don't see anything. Like you can't see the fans, you hear the music playing, you're getting hyped up or whatever, but whenever the smoke comes and you start to run out,
You hear Kanye's
you
Power.
can't,
You hear
yeah,
Power.
for real, you hear, I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about
Thank
it.
you, Kevin Sumlin.
You hear, yeah, but you hear like Power and you run out and it's completely fogged out. You can't see, cause I always go in the back. Cause I don't want to like trip and fall and then make everyone else fall and
can't
be that
sprint in
guy.
the front?
No, I do not want to be in the front.
That's
But-
Connor's job.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, like you'll go and you can't see anything, and all of a sudden the fog clears, and it's just like a sea of maroon, like screaming. You know, the towels waving, and it's like, man, there's nothing like that.
We'll get a ad-lib Jake's thoughts in here. If track wants to truly be bigger, we need to add sports betting in it. We need to become horses. Like I want to bet on
That's
Bryce.
so
I
fair.
want to bet on
That's
Bryce
so
Foster
fair.
throwing over 62 feet tomorrow. That's the line.
fair.
That's the line
Yeah.
I'm setting for you right now.
That's fair.
And like, I went to the horse track in the St. Houston horse track, and there's just hundreds of people watching screens from different racetracks betting on who they don't even know who knows what. It's an animal.
Yeah.
And like if they added that to track and field, I
think-
know we're trying to be a pure sport,
Yeah.
but like if we truly want to get eyes on it, why not add sports?
I think it would
people
add
love gambling.
Jake's thoughts.
Exactly.
Jake's
I think it would add like more excitement to it, because some
Yeah.
people like watch it, they want to see like world records be set, but like once it happens, it's kind of like, okay, well, that's kind of over
You
now,
can't-
right? And you have to wait another like 3-4 weeks to see this person perform again, because
People only care about track once every 4 years.
But-
exactly, yeah,
and
it's
Jake's
the
thoughts-
Olympics.
which he stole from me, I think that indoor track should be a Winter Olympic sport.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I literally.
That way it's at least once every 2 years.
Exactly, yeah. Like, I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 days before I was talking to somebody, I forgot who, but I was like, we literally do indoor track because of winter. So why isn't that part of like, but we have like an indoor world championships.
But then there's like shuffleboard, that becomes a winter sport. And track can be.
Listen, that's something I can't do, so I'm not gonna shade them. I can't do that. They can broom. I bet their house is pretty clean.
But within track, when you're doing the Olympics, you only see the 8 best people in an Olympic final.
Yeah.
So you can't truly see how amazing they are because it's the 8 best. Like, they might as well run the Olympic 400 final, throw me in, I'm okay, and just like see how much they can wreck me. And if
See
they
how
can,
many times they can lap Jake.
and they can, if they wreck me that much, just imagine they do an average person. And I think that's where track and field people only see if they don't hit the world record, they're not good. Or like if Ryan Krauser doesn't throw his world record every week, they're like, oh, it's a bad week. But like throwing over 70 feet is ridiculous.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just.
Yeah.
that's
So
what-
last serious question.
Okay.
What do you see for your career in college and beyond? What are your aspirations and goals?
I think the biggest thing for me, I have like kind of like a big goal. It's gonna be hard to hit because I don't realize how heavy that shot put was, but it was to be the 24. In 2024, I'm eligible to be drafted, and that's like the Paris Olympics, right? So I've kind of had goals to try to do both of those in the same year.
Wow.
It's kind of a long shot, but I mean,
I
think it'd be pretty cool if I was actually able to do it. But I want to go to the NFL. I want to like make money and stuff like that. That's definitely a big reason to play that because I want to live. I always thought of like suffer now and then prosper later. That's kind of
like that.
That's kind of been like my always motto. So same thing with like homework in class, right? It's like if I do my homework now, I can go have fun with my friends later, right? But if I don't do it now, then later I'm gonna be stressing about trying to do this homework or whatever. That's just like a weak example, but
That's a great way to think of it, though.
But what I want to do for like my actual like job is I want to be like a high school coach, and the best part about that is I'm not trying to do it to be a head coach to get like a whole bunch of money, try to make money for my family.
Well, this will be after the NFL career. You won't need to
Yeah,
do it by
yeah,
then.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so it's like
Truly a
I'm
passion.
doing it for my enjoyment because I've had high school coaches at Katie Taylor who they're not. I don't think they're there anymore, except for a few of them. But they really like, influenced me and really like made me work hard and got me to where I'm at today. So I kind of want to help do that with other kids that might be going in like a bad direction with their life and kind of be like, I guess, a new father figure to them, kind of help them go the right direction in life.
And
Couldn't have
it's
thought of a better answer.
yeah, and it's nice at A&M. We had the former world record holder, 3 Olympic gold medalists in the shot put from A&M in the 90s and the 70s, as well as, I guess 2 years ago now, Eric McCoy, starting center for A&M, got drafted 2nd, 3rd round for the Saints. So it's like the proof is there. A&M has you definitely have the ability to just keep your head on straight.
I think it'd be pretty cool though. Like, I don't know. I don't think many people have done it. I've heard of, I forgot his name, Michael Carter. He was in the NFL.
For the Cowboys, I believe, was it?
He was with the Niners when he went
Niners.
to the Olympics. I think he ended up actually winning it too, the shot put, where he placed pretty high. I forgot.
Invisible Dom, can you look this up for us? Today we have Invisible Dominique Mustin, who is on the mic. Say hello, Dom.
Hello, everyone.
She will be looking up stats for us.
And she'll have her own episode soon enough.
Oh, of course.
So what am I looking up exactly?
Michael Carter, if he
NFL
won the
track.
Olympics, yeah.
Or just look at Olympic track, which he holds the high school shot put record.
81.
81.
That's ridiculous. I
Wow.
thought I was so cool throwing in the 70s for the first time, and then I was like, okay, maybe I'll be able to get some cool record. I go look at it, I'm like, no, it's not happening.
And just for reference, the weights of the shot puts are different in high school and college.
Yeah.
So
that,
it goes
that probably would have been a good clarification.
12 to 16.
Dom,
Yeah,
do you have an
12 to
answer?
16.
Says he was an Olympic athlete winning a silver medal in the shot put
Okay.
in 1984.
Still badass.
Okay, yeah, so in 1984, he got a silver medal, and I think he won the Super Bowl that year, too, on the NFL team he was on. Can you check that, too? I want to say that.
This will be another side question. Do you think Ryan Krauser could be a starting offensive lineman in the NFL?
I think so. I really do. But I think that football is such like especially like being an offensive lineman and offensive tackle, it's such like a position-specific things you have to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you have your body out of place. I mean, kind of like throwing, I guess, but you have your body out of place, half an inch too close or too far away, you can get just bulldozed, or someone can make a move. And they're so quick now in the NFL, so it's kind of crazy.
Do you have an answer for
It
us,
is.
Tom?
He helped them win 3 Super Bowls, but
Oh,
it did not.
well, even
Then
better.
one of them was probably that year.
Yeah, one of them probably that year. But anyways, that's still, Michael Carter's crazy. So I mean,
So
I've
those-
seen him do that, but I've never heard of anyone doing it the same year they got drafted. So
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
So those were our base questions for Bryce.
Yes, the same year.
The same
It
year.
was the
same
same
year. I
year.
knew it. I knew it. Let's go.
1988.
Thank you, Invisible
1984.
Dom.
Thank you. Oh, 84.
84.
84.
So those were the base questions for Bryce. Now we have 3 tea questions.
Oh no.
Nothing too piping hot. It's a lukewarm tea.
TAMU compliance, we're under the limits.
What do you know about the Twitter page, Bryce Foster's Calves?
And
Can we see the calves?
I know absolutely nothing about that Twitter page. It was right after, I think, one of my first, I guess you'd call it, breakout games, where I actually had like a really good game.
Which one was that?
The first game.
No, not that. Oh my gosh, it took me forever to kind of get going. I think it might have been Bama, really, where I finally got like comfortable with the playing, and I actually started doing really well. But I don't know who runs it. I don't know anything about it. All I know is it comes up on my feed all the time. It retweets on my tweets.
It's probably Jake.
There was a game against Prairie
I
View.
wish.
There was a game in There was a game in Prairie View where they're in the stands right behind our sideline, and they took a picture of my calves during the game and then posted it and say like the Calves are liking this or something like that about us like beating Prairie View. And I was so confused. I'm like, I don't know who runs it. I also had somebody do a school project on my calves, which was really
What?
weird. One of my friends sent me a Snapchat.
You're an icon.
One of my friends, my calves are. One of my friends sent me a Snapchat, and it pretty much was, the whole project was based on how kids these days are bigger than they have been in the past.
GMOs.
Yeah, no, not that. But and they used my calves as an example, and that was probably the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
You might need to look into getting your calves insured. I think that would be a big headline.
I think I should just trademark
At
it.
the end
Yeah.
of this episode, we're going to bring back the camera shot, and we're going to see if Jake's hamstrings are bigger than Bryce's calves. I'm going to go ahead and assume that Bryce's calves
know.
are going to take the win. Actually, let's go my legs too, because I've got pretty meaty legs.
I weirdly think that they're going to be kind of
They're
similar.
going to be so similar.
I think your calves are going to beat both of us.
I don't know.
Does lifting calves? I know in high school we would open our weight room and kids would be on the calf raise and they'd be like, I want big calves, I want big biceps. Do bicep curls, and then they would hit the calf
Big
machine,
calves.
and let's just say it never
Yeah,
worked.
I'm gonna be honest. I've never actually worked my calves.
This is natural.
It is
All
100
natural, baby.
We do a DEXA scan, and that pretty much gets like your fat index, and there are 98% muscle. For
Did
fat.
you specifically ask him that, or did John be like, this
No,
is a
this
fun
is-
fact?
Let's
the
zoom in on the
football.
calves.
I was like, okay, I want to stick on my lower body because people talk about my calves all the time. Around, I was like, I want to know how much of it's actually like dense, like solid, right? She's like 98% of it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, bro.
All right, last T question.
Okay.
You tweeted about how grateful you were to have a coach that stayed true to his word, quote unquote. Then, 2 weeks later, he left. How did that transition from Josh Hinson to Steve Adazio make you feel?
Ooh.
And how did the information work? Because
isn't-
you were on, you were
Yeah.
doing
This isn't a
track.
controversial
Yeah.
question.
So-
It's just that's a hard
yeah.
transition, having a
So-
successful season, and then now there's a change.
Yeah, so we finished losing to LSU, and we flew back, and we had a little bit of time off, and before we started like bowl practice, right? So we started bowl practice, and then as everyone knows, our bowl game got canceled because of COVID. Well, this was like December 19th or 18th, like 1 or 2 days after my birthday, where they were like, yeah, we're not gonna have any practice or anything like that. We're gonna just kind of end it or whatever. But it was still kind of up for debate whether we were going to have the game or not. And so our coach Henson, he sent us a text in our group chat and went, hey, we're going to have a meeting, an O-line meeting at 6 o'clock tonight. And I was like, okay, cool. So we're gonna kind of get information on what's going on, if it's canceled or not, whether we're gonna have practice tomorrow. So because we didn't know. And we all get on, and we're all just talking and hanging out or whatever. And it's just a Zoom meeting, by the way. And we get on, and he starts it off with, well, guys, this doesn't have anything to do with practice or anything, but he told us he got the job at University of Southern California, USC.
With the promotion. With the
promotion. Yeah, I mean, it's good for him. I like him. It's good for him. I'm really excited for him. But we were all kind of shocked. And after the Zoom call ended, I roomed with 3 other offensive linemen, Jordan Moko, Ruben Fothery, and Remington Strickland. And after the Zoom call, we walked out into the living room together, and we were just like shocked because we thought he was like all in on us. He recruited all of us really, really hard, got us all there. We were really excited to like keep going with our collegiate career with him, and he just kind of left. So I mean, it's the name of the game. It's a business. But I haven't really talked to Coach Adazio too much. I had like 1 meeting with him, so I don't really know his coaching style or anything like that yet. Honestly, I've never heard of him until he got here.
Well, you probably saw the Vine or the Twitter, just guys being dudes.
That's so long ago, though.
Just guys being dudes.
I
That was in
remember
like
hearing that.
2016 or something
remember
like
hearing
that.
that
It
in
was
high school.
crazy. That
But-
was just guys being dudes. My brother used to quote that all the time.
And
too.
it's cool to see, like, he was a former head coach. Now he's y'all's offensive line coach. It's crazy to see y'all had a lot of coaches leave, but you always retain and get new ones come in that are as established or but maybe even more established. So it's exciting to see.
Yeah, I'm excited to coach with him. He kind of seems like another Coach Fisher. He's going to be really hard and really hard nosed, but whenever you're successful, he's going to really praise you whenever you're successful, and he's really going to want to make sure you are successful, and he's going to do everything in his possibility that he can to make you successful. So
And is the
that's what I'm
Maroon
kinda
Goons
excited
going to
about.
come back? Because I know the year before we had a very good offensive line and we lost all of them but Kenyon. This year, new offensive line. We shuffled in or we slotted in you and Ruben in the starting, and then we had some injuries. Kenyon was flying all over the place from literally every position but center, I think.
Yeah,
honestly.
every position but center.
And it was just like I just remember sitting with my roommate and we would listen to Texags and we would be like, who is going to be the starting O-line this week? And we would sit there and we would know that Kenyon's going to be somewhere, you're going to be at center, we know Father is going to be a right tackle. And it was just like, it was nice to see finally the Bama game, everything just clicked.
It was weird. Like every week it was just a new O-line. I think we went through,
A lot of combinations.
there was some stat, I don't remember what it was, I don't think you can find it invisible.
Dumb.
But I think we went through like 13 different offensive line combinations throughout the first, I think, like 8 weeks.
Wow.
Because there was
And,
Jameer, there was Trainer, there was Aki,
Yeah,
there was Layden. It was all in and out.
Yeah, the Bama game, there was a mishap that happened, and Philly ended up not being able to play in the game. And so we practiced all week with us 5, which was Philly, which is Jameer Johnson, Kenyon Green, me, Layden Robinson, and then Ruben Fothery. Well, something happened, and I don't even know what happened. And then Kenyon moved to left tackle, and then Trainer came into left guard the morning of the game.
Wow.
And so we were like, oh my gosh, what's happening? We're like, this is not good, right? I mean, we went in and everything clicked, and I mean, all worked out.
I know, it was an
and
amazing
kinda
game.
fun.
As any good coach would say, trust the process.
Trust the process.
Exactly.
And it was nice
he
to
says
see
it all the
Trainer
time.
come in.
Says it all the time. Yeah.
Trainer had to get bounced to tackle. I think personally, I know nothing about football, but I think he's more a guard.
It sounds like you know something about
No,
football.
I
You're
watched.
over here
and-
talking more than him.
Yeah, and it was just like, it was amazing to see because there was, of course, we had quarterback change, so that was a whole new thing.
Yep.
Some younger guys getting into the skill position spots.
But the offense really pulled through this
It
year.
really pulled through towards the end. Y'all really rallied behind Zach.
We had a drive on one of the nicest touchdowns. Whenever we went up 17-3, or 17-10, something like that. Whatever.
game?
Bama game.
Bama game.
And we drove from like the 40 to like the 5 before we passed him on the touchdown. But we ran 7 straight inside zones, which I don't expect. I don't expect
just
them to
running
know
it down
We
the
was
throat.
running it up the middle. We ran it 7 straight times. On the 7th time, that's when we threw it to Anais to score.
Was that the one
but I
that
think-
Zach got rolled up on? Or no, that was the one later. That was in the later of the game. Yes.
But we did that. And we all went to the sideline, and I think that was like kind of like a clicking moment for the offensive line, where we were like, we're really like that. We have
Yeah.
we have that potential to just like ground and pound on somebody, but I think we just found it. And after that, everything just started clicking a little bit better.
So Bama game was definitely the climax of the season. We finally, Jimbo Fisher, first assistant to finally beat Nick Saban.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the recruiting started kind of picking up again during the Bama game. I felt like the momentum was just on fire.
Yeah,
And,
definitely shifted.
and it was just amazing to see that we can be the best team in the SEC West, and that as a result usually means you're one of the top 4 teams in the nation as well. And I really think we're on that trajectory.
I agree.
And with a really young team as well.
Yeah, and then next year, we're still going to be pretty young next year. We'll have a few
But
guys
I think
leave.
youth will be good for us next year. Geez, this
True,
signing
yeah.
class is going to be amazing.
Yeah, so like next year, I mean, I can't say but it's a bunch of freshmen coming in because I was a freshman coming in. But like at the beginning of the year, it was kind of obvious to see like I was the freshman.
Obviously, freshmen
Yeah.
have some
So-
talent, though.
They have some talent.
Yeah,
got some pull.
yeah, but it takes a while to get used to the game in the SEC West. It's a gauntlet, and I was like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's just football, whatever. I lied to myself very quickly.
It's like professional.
Yeah, and I had to shape up real quick.
But you did.
And I think I did. Yeah. So I think next year we have a lot of young guys coming in, and I'm excited for it. And I definitely think next year or the year after is going to be a year to remember for sure.
And a lot of guys that we're excited to see, like your other roommates, like Remington, Moko, Trainer finally getting in there. It'll be nice to see those guys from freshman to sophomore kind of bloom as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited for it.
All right, now for our last segment today, we are going to play a game that I like to call Red Ass or 2%er. At A&M, if you're hardcore Aggie, we call you a Red Ass, and then if you're kind of like, I go here, but I don't really claim myself to be an Aggie, you're a 2%er. So we're going to see which one of you is a Red Ass and which one of you is a 2%er.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So we've got
excited.
5 questions.
Don't
Whoever
look
gets
at
the
the
most
questions,
right
Bryce.
wins.
Wait, I'd like to say real quick, this is my first year here. He's been here for like 25.
These are not common questions.
He's been here for like 25 years, so it's. If I
This
beat
is
him,
A&M Street
if I
Smarts.
beat
This is
him, it's
A&M
over.
Street
If I
Smarts.
beat
Yeah,
him,
there we
it's
This is freshman versus grad student. But
You're
I
a
can,
grad student?
I graduated a year early. But this is my 4th year.
I'm the 5th year.
Yeah, Ken is.
I'm the
Oh, you.
All right, question number 1. With UT coming back to the SEC soon, the rivalry between A&M and Texas will be commencing. Which football team has the most wins among the rivalry? And bonus, if you can tell me what the record is.
It's definitely UT.
That's the, yeah, I know that.
Right, so what are your
It is
best guesses on the
TU.
record?
I want
So
to. I want to say. It's
want
like,
to think this out together.
I want to.
Actually, you go, and then I'll.
I will tell you how many total games there were.
How many
and
total
you can give me
games?
the record.
How many total games?
Pause. I have to do mental math. 113 games.
113.
What is the record?
Um.
I'm gonna go 63 to 50 UT, just because UT was a lot more dominant in the 70s
That's
and
only
80s.
103 games. Oh my! No, I'm
No,
right. No,
no,
you're
I'm right.
You're
Carry the one, Bryce. Carry the one.
It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while.
He's a freshman.
Oh, I'm
you're
trying
right,
to
you're
think.
Let him do some math.
Uh,
So it was 63 to 50 for you?
And to be fair, I only picked that, so it was an easy thing for me to add up to 113.
you said it was you went 60 and 53.
63 50.
63, 50.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 65, 48.
The winner is Bryce, only because he did the over. The answer is yes, Texas.
Yeah.
The record is 76 to 37, and I didn't add
Why
these
would
5
you
games.
pick this stat?
There was 5 ties.
Why would you pick this stat?
It's,
It makes
five
us-
ties.
It makes us look bad.
no, these are hard. These are not ones that everyone would know.
I knew. Yeah.
There were 5 ties, so I didn't even count that in the 113.
I just really didn't want to sound like I'm not.
Hey, y'all
Well, I
both
don't wanna
knew
feel
it
like I
was
was cheering
Texas.
Well, to be fair, we were better than UT in the 90s. They were better in the 2000s, but we had a whole decade where we were definitely way better in the 2010s.
Fair.
So we would have won 7 out of the 3 in the 2010s.
Y'all are right. No need to fight over question number 1.
Oh, no, we're not fighting. We're just trying to make it
All
sound
right,
better.
1-0.
We're trying to make it
Yeah.
sound a little bit better here.
Tally so far is Bryce 1, Jake 0.
Okay.
I'll answer first next time.
All
so
right.
then you can do the under or over or whatever.
Question number
I
2.
set the line.
That's okay.
Sorry.
We're in the conference center of a hotel and the manager just walked in.
We do not have this room booked at all.
No, we do not. We stole this equipment. All right, question number 2. There have been 9 different Reveille mascot dogs throughout our history. Where are all of the deceased dogs buried?
It's on the north side of Kyle Field.
I was
In the
answering
grass.
first.
I buzzed first.
I was answering. This is okay. Whatever. Yeah, it's the north side.
And they always look.
this
They
is
have a
what-
scoreboard, so they always know the score.
Yeah, it's a little patch of green grass.
I'm shocked y'all knew the answer
It's
to
right,
that.
and it's right by the.
I
It's
thought
right
it
by
was-
the All-American
Yeah,
statues, and then the.
Well, listen. When you're on a recruiting visit, you're shown everything.
I went on a recruiting visit. I don't remember this.
For football.
Well, I'm a 2%er, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Ew.
See, this is why we need a pencil so we can write this down.
I'm just saying.
All
I
right.
won.
One Bryce, one Jade. Who is the highest draft pick out of any sport to ever come out of A&M?
Miles Garrett.
Yeah.
Miles Garrett?
Second, Von Miller. Third, Luke Jokel.
Yeah.
Probably fourth, Mike
There's always
Evans.
Quentin Koyat.
Luke-
He went
Luke was
second
number
round
3.
in the 90s. Or
No.
first round,
We went
second pick.
one Miles Garrett, two
Yeah.
Von Miller. Jokel was like 3 to 5, and
Quentin Koyat was 2 in the 90s.
Oh, I think you said second round.
No, I meant first round, second pick.
Okay, yeah.
That's actually my dad's like bestie.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out. How many student athletes, and I'll give a rough answer, are at A&M?
Oh, are we counting equestrian?
All student athletes, yes, you can equestrian.
Equestrian is not NCAA, they're NJCAA, and there's a lot of them. So
I don't even know.
you go first because I'm gonna think out loud again.
I don't know how many sports there are at A&M. No, I think it's 13.
Actually, that sounds about right.
I think I
we
took
should
a
just cut one and make it 12.
I had equestrian. I took a class.
They're our second most winning program.
Equestrian. Anyway, so
Women's swimming.
I'm gonna go.
They have more national championships.
Equestrian.
Equestrian. It goes us, equestrian.
No shade equestrian, but there's 3 teams. There's like Auburn, Georgia, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't know equestrian.
So give
I
us a
don't know.
rough estimate. How many student athletes?
I'm gonna go with. So there's like 60,000 total students here. I'm gonna go with 2,300.
Oh,
Okay.
Bryce, way off. It's right. It's right at like 900 or 1,000. You got to think about it. It's 130 on track. There's
Oh,
probably
we're the most popular sport.
another 100 in
140.
football.
140 in football.
140 in
So
football.
final answer around 900?
It's like
Oh, yeah, I'm way off.
I'll do 900 just so I can
Yeah,
get
I'm way off.
I can get
Yeah, I'm way off on that one.
You're both pretty far off, but you're just ridiculously far off.
Is it
Yeah,
more
my
than
bad.
1,000?
It's 530.
Oh,
530
What?
student athletes. Yeah.
I guess
And I
you're
actually
right.
asked this question in an interview with Dom, and she in a thing answered 2,500. So you're not the only one that thinks
Oh,
that.
all right. So it's okay.
I guess,
thank
yeah,
goodness.
I
All right.
guess you're
Thanks,
right.
Tom.
I was a freshman last year, and I
Listen.
answered it too.
Great
so.
minds think alike.
All
Exactly.
freshmen thinks there's 1,000. You think 2,000
You're
people
special.
would fit in
Y'all are
Bryce?
special.
Well, there's like.
I'm not that special. I'm a senior on JV.
There's like. there were so many students here. I thought there'd be more.
I liked
I don't know if
how
there
you
were, like-
started from the big population of the school and then worked it down, though.
Yeah.
I was just adding people, and then I guess I thought every sport was as big as equestrian, football, and track.
Yeah. I don't. Oh, nah.
All right. Now, our final question.
Oh God. now
This
I'm
is to
losing.
see if Bryce can come and tie it up.
We'll
This is
give
going
Bryce
to
a
be-
kick. This were points worth 2.
This is going to be worth 2. It's a little bit of math, but not hard math. First grade math.
do it
Freshmen,
in
you
our
can
heads.
do it.
In our heads, yes.
In our hands. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to use paper.
Oh, okay. The math
nervous.
equation is take football scholarships
Yeah.
minus men's track scholarships.
Okay. Sorry if you don't know that, Bryce. You should know.
I don't know that.
Minus men's basketball scholarships.
Okay.
And
It's,
what is the answer?
It's 60.4. Or 50. No. Yes, 60.4.
Let him do some math.
60.4.
So yeah,
Oh, because there's half
men's track
scholarships too.
doesn't have an even number.
Yeah. I know what tracks is.
Oh.
Can you do the
great.
math for me now? Because I didn't do the math.
That's right.
I wrote the equation. I didn't put down
I
the
know
answer.
basketball has.
No, it's
Basketball has-
60.4.
Football minus track minus basketball. You can make guesses
I'm at a
and do
loss.
some math.
I'm at a loss.
Okay,
of
okay. Let me walk it through. 85 football. 85
Yeah,
football.
I know that.
12.6 track.
0.6.
12.6.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
What?
And then basketball, I believe, is 12. So that's where I got 60.4.
I didn't think it was. I thought it was less than 12.
Dom, do you have the answer?
Wait, I haven't answered yet. Hold on.
oh,
Hold
okay.
on.
He's just gonna box me out again.
No, I'm actually gonna try to guess it like legitimately.
Okay.
Serious.
You're already off track.
Shh. I'm thinking.
Just know Bryce has one of the 85.
He could have more if he wanted them.
No, don't play with me like that.
You gotta
carry the one.
Okay.
Great
I think there's
handwriting.
only. Shut up. I'm gonna go 65.4.
What's the answer, Dom?
59.4.
There are 13.
13. I
men's
did 12. I did
basketball
12.
scholarships.
I didn't think there were
With
13.
that, Jake is the red ass. And I'm sorry, Bryce, but you are a 2%.
I'm 1-0, man.
Y'all don't get to see my calves now.
Whoa.
No, that's your punishment for losing. Your punishment for losing is showing us the calves.
All right, we gotta do it on the.
All right, well, Bryce,
That was good.
thank you so much for coming on the podcast this week, and we wish you a successful track season. We already know you have it. Thank you, bench warmers, for watching this episode of Seniors on JV.
Bye. I just like.
All right, here is video evidence. Oh, he's releasing the calves. Oh my gosh.
It's like sure.
To really get full perspective, Jake, get on your knees. Let's get them right next to each other.
Oh, they're definitely smaller. They're definitely smaller.
What's smaller, your leg?
This is smaller
Okay,
than this.
so if you go from indention across the middle, that is definitely smaller than that. Bryce Foster's calves for the win.
I'll win the red ass competition now.
That's actually ridiculous.